All right, so now we're going to take a look at the extra assignments and make sure that everything that we're not using is out of the way, and make sure under grades as well. So those two things are separate, and just kind of make sure those are all in order and showing correctly. So um, on assignments, we want to just look and make sure. So these are all the things that Kathy added in and we're going to need, or that we added in as well, those extra credits. And we're going to want to tie these in with the unit they belong to. So we'll bulk edit those first. So this extra credit is going to go in unit 1. This one's going to go in unit 3. Unit 4 goes in unit 4. Unit 5 goes in unit 5. So on that, it looks like our unit 2 extra credit is probably already associated because it was that boiling and melting point. So it's already there. The next thing that we need to do is get the portfolios out of there. So we want to go through and just click all of those and delete. There's 2 in these, 3 in these. So we'll go to delete on those. And then this Turnitin message, we want to re-enable those. So we definitely want that to work for us. And then you can see that down here we've got some things kind of floating around in different places. So we need to edit this and put it into for some reason there's 2 unit 3, so we need to move it up to the top. I think that was the one that was copied over from Kathy. So now we can see there's both of those things in. Everything is in here, and here are unit 1 notes. So it looks like we're good here. Sometimes I end up still having to come back and rearrange. So it's okay on the due date if the extra credit don't have one. If they do not, that's okay. So that's not a big deal. So in assignments right now, we're good to go. Sometimes in quizzes, you can go over, and these are going to be confusing because they'll still show up in sometimes in grades and in places just can be. So these are the ones we need. We want to get rid of these just so they don't confuse anything. So I usually go in and delete those. And so these are the things that we've kept. So that's good. So now we're going to go over into grades. And this part can be a little more time consuming. So you go into manage grades, and we have a lot of things going on here. So we're going to first need to create a category, because in the grades it's not as easy to delete as it was in the assignment. So we create a not graded category. We're going to exclude all of these things from the final calculation. And then restrictions, we can even hide the not graded from the student so they don't see any part of that, and save and close. And then we're able to go through and click everything we want here that needs to be moved. And so we're not going to grade these things. So this is not the extra credit. You can see there's nothing tied to it. So this we want to move. The portfolio. This portfolio. This portfolio. And then all of these. So we still have to do some rearranging here. But so for some reason this slime quiz is in the wrong place. So we have kind of a mess to deal with. But we're gonna, what we clicked all of those things, we're gonna bulk edit those and just change the category to not graded. So that will clear out some of those. And then we want to scroll. So all of these part twos are still here, and it will let us delete the things that don't have an assignment associated with it. So we can click all these part two tests that are blank, make sure it's blank there, and we can delete those. So this is deleting it from the grade book, whereas before we deleted the assignment. And sometimes it makes you go through, you have to check them all again. So you'll know they don't have the little question mark by it. So we'll click delete, and so that will clean that part up. And now we're going to go down to these extra unit stuff where we need to stick all these in. These are all the things that Kathy copied in for us. So this one's not associated yet, but it will be. So this one did get associated, but these for some reason are not. So we'll have to go back and figure out, it does something different every single time. So now we're going to bulk edit all of those. And we're going to type in the short name here, 1.04 quiz. We're going to change these to, there's 2 unit 1, so we need to change it to the top one. And that's going to pull it out of that lower unit 1, and it's going to put them up into the higher one. So we'll then get rid of that extra. And then we're doing the same thing here. Same thing here. This one is going to go up to that unit 3. We save that. So now we're able to go and get rid of all these. So, whoops, this needs to be moved. So first we'll do this. We'll go here, click delete, and go back down here. And these are just those extra units that we don't need anymore since we moved the things out, and we're going to delete that. And then we are going to go back down here to this other little guy that is not in the right spot. Oh, it is in the right spot. It's just in the wrong order. So we have 2 not graded categories now for whatever reason. So we can delete this one. So sometimes copying things does more harm than good. It saves time in some places and then creates more work in others. So that's this one. We don't need it. All right, so now we want to go and put all of these things in order so that in the grade book when the student looks at it, it's in order. So I always have the course calendar pulled up again. I have 2 screens, so it's over on my other screen. So I can just kind of look and see, but these are all going to come first. So you have to go to the top and do reorder. And then you'll see you're able to kind of go through and reorder. So 1.4 should be the first thing. 1.5 is the second, 1.7 is the third, 1.9 is the fourth, and then you've got the drop and bounce lab is the fifth, part 1 test, and then I don't know where our part 2 test went. So we'll save that. It'll come up in just a second, I'm sure. Hopefully I didn't delete it. That's happened before. I may have to go back and do some investigating on the part 1 test for unit 1. It's missing in action. The part 2 test, I mean. I kind of like to reorder a unit at a time. Let's see. So this one, we've got the excellent lab that is after 2.13. So 2.13 and then excellent. So that's 7. We'll need to change this one to 8. And then we have 9. So that means this goes to 10. And then extra credit is always at the bottom. So that one's good. Then we can go over to unit 3 and look. We've got these things that we added at the bottom. So we're going to move the can you double the bubbles, and that's going to go up. So we've got to click reorder. Scroll back down to unit 3, and that one is after 3.05. So it's going to be number 6. And then we have that slime quiz. To see where it went. It's not showing up. There it is. It's after 3.08. So that's going to be number 10. And then we've got the part 1 test is 12. So this needs to be 13. And then this is 14. So that one's good. Getting ahead of myself, so then we'll reorder unit 4. This is also a good place to check that everything has a association and all of that as you're going through it. So in unit 4, we have 4.03, then we added in the HEFO quiz. That's going to be after 4.06. So that's going to be number 4. And then 7. So this is 8. And then the extra credit is 9. So that one's good. And we can scroll down and do this one. Let's see where we added in 5. So after 5.3, that gravity and air resistance quiz is going to be number 3. So it's fine that you don't save it before going to the next unit. Sometimes my OCD just makes me want to save it. So it just takes longer. This is going to be 9. Unless I missed another activity that was a bonus. Looks well, yep, so we're good there. And then this is 10. So we're good. All right, so the only thing that we are missing is the part 2 test here for unit 1. We've got everything else. The part 2 test here, we need to edit and make sure that we can get it associated correctly. So sometimes I have to always look through the screens. There's too many screens. So I'll have to go. It's not in this one. So for us to be able to fix this little blank, we've got to go up into tools and manage quizzes. And we have this test. We need to edit it. And it's in Unit 2. It's just not showing the right association. Sometimes. So you want to click allow it to be completed, graded upon completion. That means we're not grading it, the computer does. And then we put this here and it'll export it to grades. And save and close that. So if you go in and edit these, you'll see this little on the restrictions. It's there under assessment. Allow it to be set as graded, and it needs to go to the right spot. So Unit 5, got to do the same thing. So there's that test. That's why it's not showing up. So just to edit this, go to assessment, click this, Unit 5, save and close. And this one. So what's missing, you see there is not the spot there that makes it available. We have to add the grade item. I'm not sure, maybe I accidentally deleted it. So Unit 1, actually we want to name it the same exact thing, 1.15 Unit 1 test, unit test. Intro to Physical Science. We want to name it that exact same thing. Intro. Okay. So now it'll allow it to export. Now that should be there where it was not before. And then we can save and close that one. And it looks like everything else is associated with something. This one might not be the orientation quiz. So we'll go to assessment there. And yeah, it doesn't have a spot. It's not grading anything. So we just need to do extra credit orientation quiz. It's going to go under extra credit. It's only worth 2 points, I think. I can't remember now. I haven't had to edit one in a long time. There's 5 questions. I'm gonna have to look that up and go back, and I'll put in 4 points for now. I'm gonna have to come back and fix that. I can't remember exactly how many points it has. Oh, maybe 2. I was thinking 2, but that didn't seem right. So we'll have to go back in and fix that in the grade item. I could have looked at that. Save and close. It won't let me change it from there. We'll have to change it here. So go back into manage grades and under extra credit, we'll see that quiz. Edit that and make it 2 points. And it's bonus. this needs to be checked, can exceed. And then we'll save and close that. So if we're looking down this list, we're checking that everything is associated with something. It's not left blank. This still seems to be wrong. This is not in the right spot. But is it a duplicate? No, it's just not in the right spot. All right. So we need to edit that and move it down. Here. All right, so that is now in its home, and we may have to reorder that one. It might be out of order. It's going to show up at the bottom. Everything else looks good. Everything else is associated. We just need to fix that unit 5. So that air and resistance quiz is right after 5.03. So we'll just go in and reorder that unit 5. This is the part that is not enjoyable. It takes a long time. So get this here. And we're good. All right, so the last thing that you want to do in grades is go to enter grades. So you'll be able to see there are students in the course. None of them have started anything yet, but you just want to click in settings and you want to click all 3 of these, and that way they'll see the points grade, they'll see a color so based on the grade, and then they'll see the symbol, so A, B, C, D, E, F, and then the color that's associated with that. So it's like green for A and B, yellow for C, and then D and F is like a pink. So make sure that setting is there. And we're done. And so you have finished the grades part. So this part of the course, October semester A, is completely prepped.